Hello, everybody. This is Steve Kodad. Thank you so much for registering for this special LinkedIn Live presentation. And I hope you find that this is as powerful as I think it is. You can see at the top, it says a special course for real estate agents that is a whole new way of doing business or a way of blending it into what's already working for you. And of course, you expect this course to be involved with Feng Shui, and it certainly is. But that's just one of the two parts. If you look below the logo on the left-hand side, uh, I've been saying this off to a lot of people about feng shui, but now I decided to just put it on a slide so it makes maybe more of an impression. You don't even have to mention feng shui with this system to a client. And that's the truth. You don't even have to actually even mention it. It's that way of training that I do that I think makes an awful lot of sense to people, a lot of common sense. Yeah, my name is Steve, and my profile can be found over in the bottom left-hand corner, as can both of my websites. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and check them out. I'm recognized nationally and internationally as a Red Ribbon Feng Shui Master. That's the highest level by our governing board, the International Feng Shui Guild. I've published several books on feng shui and real estate. I was highlighted on PBS. I've been written about on ABC, Fox, the Business Journal a couple of times, and just recently, Homes and Garden. Now, all of you, I'm sure, are here for this reason. Every one of you just want to get better. Maybe what you're doing is working pretty well. You just would like to supplement it. But some of you want to increase your business that is already doing okay. That's fantastic. We get a lot of people that are already successful that just want to get even better, 25% better. And some of you are here to just looking for a way to stand out. And believe me, that is very pivotal nowadays in real estate because a lot of you all look the same to some folks. And finally, some of you just want to be able to stay in real estate because the last couple of years, last 3 years have been somewhat rough on us. Now, feng shui really does work. My background was as a teacher, and I taught for a long time, about 18 years in public and private schools in mathematics and computer science. But so does LinkedIn in ways I'm sure you probably never thought of. But in this training, you'll definitely be getting involved with it. So this training, you'll learn skills to become more successful in your real estate business. I don't know about you, but when I first started, I was told as a realtor to do this, do that, whether I was cold calling or knocking on doors. And some of this stuff worked a little bit. Some of it I found very uncomfortable. And I learned a long time ago to be a little different, to be a more unique, you might say, and therefore standing out. So I'd like you to understand, stop following just the usual methods and add something that can possibly propel you further forward. I've been presenting nationally for real estate agents and real estate associations, two topics. I feel like I'm an expert in those two topics. One is on using feng shui and real estate. The other one is on using LinkedIn in unique and very powerful ways. This course is the first time I've brought together both. So I'm presenting everything that I know about those two things to try to enhance your real estate business. I get this question a lot. Okay, okay, Steve, what do I do if I have clients who've never heard of feng shui or it sounds a little too far out there for them? Well, that's one of the great things about this class. Feng shui gives you a playbook that you can decide to work behind the scenes, but you don't even have to say the words feng shui. You don't even have to. You need to know your client. You need to know what makes them comfortable or uncomfortable and go forward that way. So you don't even have to say the words feng shui. You're going to learn the techniques that I've used for many, many years, but you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. I present a system that gives you a great background in feng shui so you can use it with those who are interested in maybe very, very much looking into something with somebody that knows something about it. But it's also a system that works and can be introduced to a very skeptical person, a very skeptical customer in a great way. And one way to do it is that it's just very inexpensive home staging and using the latest human psychology. I was a feng shui practitioner for a long time, but before that, I also was a certified home stager. And I know it works, and you know it works too. But you also know that it can be somewhat expensive, and some of your clients are not wanting to spend that kind of money. So using this feng shui system, it's not going to cost your client much at all to sell their home if you follow through the steps. So it allows you to present it in both ways. You can present it for somebody who's really, really turned on by feng shui, or at least is intrigued, or by somebody who really is very skeptical of it. You don't even have to mention it. I was talking to some people a couple of weeks ago, a couple of realtors, about the training that I'm presenting here. And they came up with an idea that I thought was pretty good. So I've changed this slightly so that you can take this training two ways. One of them, you can become certified as a feng shui real estate professional. You get to use the logo for marketing. You get a beautiful diploma mailed to you in the mail. You actually get seller and buyer checklists. The seller checklist, by the way, is 12 pages long. So it's a great way to start when you're doing your first several evaluations. Pretty soon you'll have it pretty much down, pretty much memorized. But you also get 2 full months of aid for both the feng shui and the LinkedIn material. Some people find that really, really helpful. So the cost is $495. There is a 4-month payment plan available if that is helpful to you. The second part, again, was brought about by talking to some people. If all you want, if all you want is the information, if that's all you need, the cost is $295. You can attend all the webinars, you can receive all the recordings and get all the slides. You're just not going to get the extra stuff. But if you do decide to go that way, you can upgrade later if you'd like to do that. Okay, so hopefully one of those methods might be of interest to you. You'll find out that I've been teaching again for a long time. I use lists for everything because I found out that students really remember things a little easier that way. So, for example, here's a list that I've sort of put it in a pyramid, but I call it the 4 big Ds. And you're saying, well, those aren't feng shui things. Well, believe me or not, it is very, very much so. So the way I explain it to you is how you use this to get a house ready. This is actually the start. So a list of 4 big Ds. But I also like to give things that, okay, these are the priorities. You got to take care of these for sure. And then if you have extra time, you can come back and work on that third bedroom a little bit more, or you can put some more time in the backyard or whatever. And then you're going to be an expert on these 3 feng shui tools. How to get the flow in your listing or in your own personal home right, perfectly right. So when somebody walks in, it just feels really good and it's easy to move through. You're going to learn how to use the yin yang theory so that every room is got the correct mix. And then finally, maybe the most important tool is the five elements. You're going to become an expert on the five elements and make sure that your home comes off as very balanced and in harmony. So again, I use a lot of lists. This is just some. Now, the feng shui part of this course, of course, part of it is the home selling. You're going to become an expert on using feng shui to sell homes in a very subtle way. You're then going to learn how to help a home buyer, which might surprise you. But this will totally get you to be different from any other real estate agent in town because they're not going to be looking at the same items as you are. You're going to be helping your clients so much more than they are. And they'll refer you because you have taken care of them much, much better. And then finally, you're going to be introduced to some special niches that you can then get involved with because of your feng shui background. So what if some of what you're going to learn in the feng shui part of it, you're going to learn the background. I think you need to know that. You're going to learn who uses feng shui nationally and internationally so you can target them using the second part of this course, the LinkedIn. You're going to learn how to talk with a client, whether they're really, really know a lot about feng shui or if they don't know much at all. And it's going to come off as common sense to them. You're going to learn one of the lists called the 8 most impressionable moments when selling a home. And of course, you're going to learn the 4 big Ds very, very heavily. And to give you a quick idea about how important that is, I got to the point when I was still a realtor that if they wouldn't do the 4 big Ds for me, I wasn't going to list their home. That was that important. If they weren't going to put the time and energy into taking care of that, then it really didn't matter if I did the rest. You're going to learn how to display comfort and safety in a house. You're probably wondering about the word safety. I understand that. But feng shui is a lot about making sure that the subconscious says, okay, this place is okay. I feel safe here. I feel good. And you can do that in very simple ways that makes their subconscious feel positive. You can find out what parts of the house are the priority and to make them, how to make them stand out. You are going to learn a lot about curb appeal that helps sell a home not only when somebody drives by the house or pulls into the driveway to visit, but maybe more importantly of how it's going to help you online. Because let's face it, what's going on online is really pivotal to get traffic. You're going to learn how to select the right color schemes to attract buyers and not turn them off. We're going to talk about the colors that I use over and over and over. You might want to consider them a little more colorful than what you're used to. But in most cases, they're very, very well thought of and thought of by people. You're going to learn how to use special open houses that will drive traffic, special feng shui open houses that you can run for a couple of hours that you really can get an awful lot of people to come and hear about it. Unique marketing that also increases traffic. You'll love that part of it. You're going to learn about focal points. Every room in a house has to have a focal point to grab interest, to make it memorable for that person. Real important, feng shui wise, and also for selling, a focal point. You're going to learn again how to help home buyers, and no other agent in your town is going to be offering the same thing. You're going to go further than they go by a lot. You're going to make sure that they feel really good about their purchase decision. You're going to be able to help a client build a house if you want to. And I love doing this. I spent a lot of my last few years doing this, using feng shui. There are certain things that need to be looked into beforehand that you can really make their lives so much better, and they're going to think so much more of you. You're going to be able to corner the market in a lot of different niches like universal design and green building if you want to. Feng Shui builds into those really beautifully. So if those are of interest to you, that's another plus. And lots more. Now, the LinkedIn part of it, there are what I consider three pillars to this. One of them is attraction. You've got to make sure that your profile is super, super attractive. And I mean magnetic. So that's one of the things that we do. But the second thing is I show you how to actually prospect. And I know that might surprise some of you that have been using LinkedIn and maybe getting nowhere with prospecting. I'll show you some methods that'll really surprise you that work really beautifully. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to network and really build the foundation of your business on LinkedIn. Now, I've been teaching LinkedIn for a long time for real estate agents, and I was doing it nationally. I've done it in Las Vegas. I've done it in Boston. I've done it in Dallas, Fort Worth. The last time I ever got on a plane, because it got tiring, I did it in Atlantic City for the three states over there. Triple Play, maybe you've heard of Triple Play. They hold their convention together in Atlantic City every year. It's New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. So that was the last time I did it where I flew somewhere. But you're going to be able to add new clients, build a strong network. You're going to find out this whole course is about saving money. Let's face it, you can spend an awful lot of money in real estate, whether you're marketing, advertising, whatever. And you can maybe ask your clients to spend money too. This course will allow them and you to save money. You might call me cheap. That's fine. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to spend an awful lot of money on particular things that really didn't work. So I built my whole business basically using LinkedIn. You get my techniques and system, and you don't have to upgrade to premium and pay. You don't have to. In 2014, there were 200 million users. LinkedIn was so pleased, so happy about that. And that year, they actually sent me an email congratulating me, which shocked me. Said that I was one of the top 5% in the world with respect to connections. I had no idea I was doing anything special. That was 2014. Now, in 2023, and it's over 900 million users. Probably it's over 1 billion now. It's the fastest growing social media platform. And I show you why and who's making it increase like this. LinkedIn users are 4 times more likely to visit your website than Facebook users. Please take your time away from Facebook for your real estate business and put it on LinkedIn. It's much more powerful. LinkedIn has the highest visitor to lead conversion rate among all social platforms. It's 277% higher than Twitter, X, whatever it's called, and Facebook. And again, it's the fastest growing social media platform in the world. And there is a reason why. And again, I go over that in this 3-hour module. Now, LinkedIn is so powerful. And I found out that most real estate agents, actually most people that are using LinkedIn, are using less than 20% of its potential. I show you many ways to use LinkedIn to help your real estate business improve that many other folks never even think of. This was done by HubSpot. I did not create this, but I thought it would be of interest to you so you can see visually what I was talking about. According to HubSpot, LinkedIn is the best social network for lead generation by a mile. Now, the LinkedIn presentation part, you'll learn how to set up your profile in a very special, memorable way that impresses people to get them to remember you. You'll also find on how to get people to visit your profile so you can keep growing, how to greatly improve you being found on a LinkedIn search. A lot of folks, and believe me, I look at thousands and thousands of profiles every year. Many folks are never found on a LinkedIn search because of certain things. You're going to learn how to prospect for new clients. Again, that probably right there is as important as anything to you. I'm going to show you multiple ways how to do it. Show you how to subtly remind your most favorable connections of your services, people that you really want to do business with, and you want to keep your name in mind for that. I'll show you how and who to connect with and be able to create a very powerful network. I'll show you when to post and when not to. Show you how to increase your influence by using creator mode. Maybe some of you know what that is. A lot of folks do not, but I'll show you how to use it. It has been so good to me. I'll show you how to use groups. Oh man, you'll love that one. How to use groups in a very powerful way. And other techniques when posting that get you noticed day after day. There's a lot of easy ways to get your name and your face on the timeline going through over and over and over. Now, I'm sure you collect testimonials just like I do. Been doing it for many years. I'm only going to read a couple, but let me read this first. The modules have been wonderful. You have done a really great job making things concise, understandable, and applicable. The order and structure seems great as well. I really like your teaching style. And one more, this class was outstanding. The information was delivered in the best possible way, easy to understand, and well thought out. We loved every minute. We're surprised how quickly the time passed. Now, the course structure is, I call it a hybrid class. Okay, it's made up of webinars and videos. There are 6 live webinars that you and I get together. And in between, I asked you to watch some videos to just supplement your experience and your knowledge. Whenever there are questions, and if I don't handle them live on the webinar, you are encouraged to consistently email me with your questions. So we meet 5 times for 90 minutes, and there is a 60-minute Q&A after to just sort of round it all together. And again, you watch supplemental videos in between the webinars. A special prospecting webinar with LinkedIn is one of the 5 webinars. I get this question a lot. If I miss a webinar, is that a problem? No, it isn't. So don't fret, don't worry. All sessions are recorded and sent to you with the slides within hours of finishing a webinar. Don't worry about it. I know you're busy. I know things come up, but if you miss it, you're going to get the recording with a couple hours afterwards anyway. And you can always ask me questions all the time. This is the price for certification, $495. And again, there is a 4-month payment plan of $135 per month, if that is helpful to you. And again, down at the bottom is how you register. You can register for this plan, or you can also register for the other one. Feng Shui training is the part of the menu. So again, don't forget, if you decide to go for the full certification, you get 2 full months of aid also on LinkedIn and Feng Shui. I help you with both. But if all you want is the information, here you go. It's $295 for just the information, the webinars, the recordings, and the slides. You get an awful lot. And if you feel like that's enough, great. If not, you can upgrade if you want. The scheduled classes for 2024 are as follows. The first one is coming up in about a month, March the 7th. There are the dates, and the Q&A is on April 4th. I'm only going to have 3 classes. Here's the other ones. June 6th is the start of the second one, and September 5th is the other one. Again, if you want to register, you go down at the bottom, it goes to fengshuicure.com, go to Feng Shui training. And if you want to do the 4-month plan for certification, just contact. Again, I want to stress this point. I know sometimes you get to the point where you feel like, well, nobody's helping me or whatever. You can easily ask me questions during the webinar and after each webinar. So before we finish, don't forget, with certification, you get 2 months of help. For some of you, that is very, very important, possibly. Maybe some of you, it's not, and that's understandable. Don't forget this. You don't even have to mention Feng Shui with this system to a client. You don't have to. You can do all the beautiful work behind the scenes. Change this, move that, and take care of things. And you don't even have to mention that if that client is really a little skittish about anything like Feng Shui. So this is a pathway to success for you. And I want you to understand that this will benefit you year after year. This training is really that powerful. And here's my email. If you have any questions even after this, I'd love to hear from you. It's no problem at all. Just go ahead and shoot me a question. And then I hope you decide to join me. And I'm really looking forward to March the 7th. So you all take care and thank you. Thank you for joining me.